Hey everybody, welcome to Real Life Sci-Fi with Wade and Willie. I'm Wade.
I'm Willie.
This is a podcast about the paranormal and contemporary mythology. Join us on patreon.com/Real Life Sci-Fi for access to 2 bonus episodes a week, video feeds,
And more.
and visit reallifesci-fi.show for a bunch of links and stuff like that. If you have a topic or guest, send us an email, wadeandwillie@gmail.com. A topic or guest suggestion, I should say. Let's welcome aboard the SSRLSF writer and tarot scholar, Melinda Lee Holm. Hello, Melinda.
Hello, how are you?
Well, you know, I mean, everything's awful, but
It's
how
a
are
real
you?
relative question. Yeah, same. Real relative question. Depends on the next text I get from my friends and family in Minneapolis.
Right.
We'll see.
Oh,
Is that,
shit,
I
are you
love
from
your,
there?
Oh yeah, I'm from there. Yeah.
Oh, God, sorry.
No, so it's just crazy. It's really weird
That's
to
so
see. You know, you see a little flash of video, and it's like, oh yeah, I go there. I have coffee there. Oh yeah, this is the donut place. Oh okay.
Yeah, it's Minneapolis and St. Paul, right? That's where it's taking place, isn't it? Minneapolis?
Yeah, Minneapolis. Yeah.
Is St. Paul getting any of that, or are they out of it?
Not as much. St. Paul is smaller. Also, St. Paul is Catholic. So they're
Well,
still
so are all
weirdos,
the
but they tend to go
Mexicans.
under the radar. Traditionally, it's like Minneapolis is the big weird one, and St. Paul is just,
Well, when I went there, I couldn't tell the difference. It was like you crossed one street and you were suddenly in St. Paul. Am I misremembering it?
no. If
Okay.
you're not from there, there is no difference whatsoever.
Yeah,
I
it
really-
seems
I
the
had-
exact same.
Yeah, I had a friend who had to lie to her parents when she was coming to hang out in Minneapolis. She was not allowed to hang out with people in Minneapolis because we were bad.
Ah, so it's a
She lived in
Shelbyville,
St. Paul.
Springfield kind of thing.
Very much, yeah.
Okay, okay.
No, we're
That's
the cool
interesting.
ones. Yeah.
Yeah, you're the Springfield, right? You're Springfield.
I don't know which way that goes, but yeah, whoever's cooler,
Well,
that's me.
I guess it's up to interpretation. Okay, so you're a tarot scholar. What's involved in that? Like, did you get a bachelor's?
I did, but not in tarot. I got a bachelor's in art history and I have an MFA in creative writing. But the difference to me is like a tarot reader reads cards for people, right? However they do it. Some people are like, oh, I'm purely intuitive, which I think is kind of bullshit because then you could be reading anything. And for me, like I study it. I study the history of it. I study the lines of symbology that run through it and write books about it. So
What?
I feel confident in my scholar.
And you were just telling us you've written 6 books, or you're writing your 6th now?
Writing the 6th now. Yeah.
And these are like, so what do you want to list them?
Sure.
I'm trying to get a sense
So-
of like what they are. Are they like guidebooks or like?
Everything that I've done until this current book is it's entry level, right? Anybody can pick it up if they've never heard of tarot before. And I started with a tarot deck, Elemental Power Tarot, that I did because of this company, this publisher in England, Seco Books, just emailed me and said, hey, do you want to do a tarot deck? And I said, yes. So then I went through that whole process, worked with the illustrator, told him exactly what to draw, wrote the book that goes with it. And I was like, oh,
What's the theme? Is it like robots or?
It's not robots. It's no. Let me grab it. I can show you a couple of things here.
Yeah.
Something that bothered me with reading tarot for people is all the tarot decks are really, not all of them, but most of them are very, very white and very gendered, like super, super strong. And so when I was reading for people and trying to be like, oh yeah, this is the Queen of Cups, but you're a dude, but you can still be this, it was frustrating. So I wanted to do a deck with no people in it. And then I also was dissatisfied with the numbers, and there's 4 suits, 4 elements, and then they each have ace through 10 and more, but let's just take that for now. So these 40 cards in traditional tarot interpretations, like the 10s are wildly different in meaning. And that bothered me a lot because why do we have ace through 10 if there's no system for it? So I went in and extracted a system from everything that I'd kind of learned and experienced. And then I made this tarot deck with no people. There's the Hermit, just a little house in the woods.
Yeah.
And then all of the pip cards of 4 of Swords, just 4 swords.
Okay, cool. What's the one, Queen of Cups? Can you find that one?
Dun, 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 dun,
I'm
dun, dun,
sorry.
dun,
I'm
dun.
sorry. I forgot that there's like how many? How many are in it?
Yeah,
I don't even know.
that's 78. What is it?
78.
Oh yeah, because
78.
it's 11,
But
right? 11 and
14 times 4 and 22. I need to have another one to contrast with the queen to show. Oh, good. This is a good one. Okay. Here's Queen of Cups, and cups are water, and queens are also water. The court roles each have an element. So Queen of Cups is water of water. So there's the water background and there's the watery crown. And then if you compare it to this one, we've got the Queen of Swords. Well, swords are air. So we've got an air background, but the water down here for the queen. So we see the visual coming together of the different pairs of elements.
yeah. Those
That's
are
awesome.
I
yeah.
am getting so far in the weeds so fast, and I
No, no, no,
apologize.
no.
We can talk
I
about what we
listen.
had for lunch.
Here's the thing.
Re-
Because I know so little about tarot, I want to ask all about it, but I know that like we're getting into
Yeah,
a
we'll
different
jump into it in a bit.
topic or whatever. So here's what we do have to do before we do that,
Well,
though.
wait, hold on, real quick. I want to show the Queen of Cups Garbage Pail Kid version.
Oh, it's amazing. See, mermaid.
Queen of Swords Garbage Pail.
Is
I
that
have
a
a garbage pail
whole
deck
garbage
and I
pail
love it.
deck?
Yeah.
As-
That
I wanted to
is
start doing gross readings
amazing.
for people.
Doesn't every IP have a tarot deck? I mean, right? Isn't it a huge deal? I'm sure there's like a Harry Potter tarot deck, you know?
I don't think there is.
They're capitalist, but they're not that capitalist. They're like, oh, witchcraft and tarot don't get along or some shit.
They're still
They're trying.
Christians.
They're
Harry
no,
Potter's
they're
still Christian
Christians.
based.
Yeah,
Oh, it's
exactly.
Christians? Oh, I
Well,
didn't know that.
they're trying to court the Christians. Yeah, but yeah, there's like a game, they did a Game of Thrones deck, and
Yeah, yeah.
there's still a lot of people who are freaked out by it where
Really?
companies won't want to touch it.
But
Yeah.
but
It's
I
really
thought
funny.
every like wine mom went to like a psychic or something, right?
Well, that's different.
It is?
Yeah,
Okay,
psychic
we gotta
doesn't
stop.
need
We gotta stop
Okay.
We'll
because I'll
get
just
there.
keep asking questions and we'll get there. But first, we got to do the WOW scale. The WOW scale stands for Wade or Willie. It's a 5-question quiz. At the end of the quiz, I'll give you a score anywhere between 0 and 5. If you're more of a 0, you're more of a Wade. If you're more of a 5, you're more of a Willie. Are you ready to be weighed on the WOW scale? Oh, I almost had it. I needed to breathe for like the second half of that.
I am as ready as I will ever be.
Okay, first question,
Take
three-parter. Do you believe in aliens? If so, have they visited Earth? If so, have they visited Earth for the last 300 years?
Yes, I don't think it's really something to believe in or not to believe in. I just think that the probability that there are aliens is real high. And sure, why not?
So
They've
to
visited. Why not?
yes to all?
Yeah, sure, I'll say yes to all.
So they've been here, you think?
Maybe. I just know I'm like the
No, that I don't want to talk you out of it. Usually
no,
people
but
that go with the probability answer are like, I don't know if they've been here or whatever, but you're just like, yep, all of it.
well, I don't know. And if it's not a total no, then maybe.
So okay. How interested in aliens are you?
Not very at
Yeah.
all.
Okay, I got that impression. Well, we'll give
Okay.
it to Willie, but I don't know. Okay, question number 2, ghosts.
Oh yeah. 1,000,000% yes.
Do you have any ghost stories?
Yeah.
Do you have a quick one you can tell?
Yes. I lived in this little bungalow in Silver Lake that's, those like 100-year-old little sets of them that they put the writers up in when and everything. And
Mm-hmm.
it was really the best way to describe it is it felt really busy in there all of the time. Really, really busy. And I lived there alone with my dog and my cat. And I always felt like in the bathroom and big clawfoot tub and the two shower curtains around it. And so often I would go in there and it just felt like there was a little kid like hiding behind the curtain and like like playing a game. And I was always just like, oh, please stop, please stop. And then one time I had little like finishing powder for your face. So it's super, super fine powder, right? I spilled it on a glass surface and grabbed a tissue and went to wipe it. And it just turned into a solid white circle because the powder is so fine. I was like, ah, fuck. So I went into the kitchen to get something to spray clean it with. When I came back, there were two dots and a little curved line, a little smiley face drawn in the
Dude, come
circle.
on.
Oh,
Really?
I'm getting goosebumps. I don't like that.
That's a pretty clever cat you got there.
Cat
Can you
wasn't in
imagine?
there.
Meow.
Oh my God. She was amazing. Yeah.
Well, that's kind of
Her toes
depressing
were
because it's
bigger.
like, I'm like, what is this kid doing? Like, does it know that it's a kid? Does it know that it's a ghost? Does it know that it's playing? Like, whatever that is, like, oh, the answer's
Yeah.
depressing.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't like
I
thinking
I
about
think
that
they
at
know.
all.
But then I just started
Ugh.
to, like I got all into my witchcraft about it. And so I would clear, like burn shit and tell them to get out of the house and mark an apple with an X as an offering and put it outside, just like, here you go.
How
Here
did
you
it
go.
work?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Question number 3.
Yeah.
Bigfoot.
Maybe. It's another like I don't really care.
Yeah, okay.
I
That's
don't
gonna
know.
be a no. That's gonna be a no. I get the abstains. If he gets the
Yeah.
whatever,
I agree.
then I
Yeah,
get the
yeah, yeah. Okay.
abstains. Okay. Question number 4. Was 9/11 an inside job?
No.
Okay. And
And I don't know which of you that goes to, frankly.
okay. Last question. This one's kind of it's hard to ask. It's about the multiverse, and if you think that it exists, or to what extent do you think? Like, what's your thoughts on the multiverse, basically?
Yeah, the quantum physics version. Yeah, like I believe physicists that there's something else going on. I think that ultimately it doesn't really matter because we're all here and we have to deal with this plane that we're all in together right now. But yeah, I believe in quantum physics. Like a Marvel level one that you can just jump through. Like I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So this is just to give the audience an idea of which side you might be on. And you
Okay.
get a 3. So you are trending Willie. You're
Yeah, that
just
makes
over
sense.
half. You're just over half.
Yeah.
All right. Willie, hit us with that topic.
Tonight on Real Life Sci-Fi, tarot. We have a tarot scholar who has made her own deck with us. We'll get into the history of tarot and all of the secrets that we want to know and do a reading for us as well. Grab a drink and join us as we have fun with the magic tonight on Real Life Sci-Fi.
Oh my God. So I was just doing the topic. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, that's fine. It's fine. It works out because now we're going to get into it. This is just a quick summary of tarot, so that everyone's on the same page. There's 78 illustrated cards used historically for games and later for introspection, spiritual reflection, and divination. At its core, tarot functions as a visual language of archetypes, images, and patterns that speak to universal human experiences. Choice, loss, growth, power, love, fear, transformation, and fate. Many people associate tarot with fortune telling. Its deeper and more enduring role is as a tool for meaning making. Tarot does not tell us the future in a fixed, deterministic way. Instead, it reflects patterns, probabilities, interstates, and narrative arcs, much like mythology, psychology, and dreams. So it's interesting when you get a reading. I mean, I've been lucky enough to where every reading that I've had flows with how I feel like I'm moving through my experience. So I don't know if that's unique to me or if I'm easily readable. I
Well,
don't
like
know.
beginning when? Because I've never really had. And I'm sorry, I'm not trying to like
Yeah.
jump in here. How far back are you talking about? Like your entire life, or
I've
like?
never really had tarot readings until I met my wife, and every reading she's given me has just been so accurate that it's kind of scary. And then also I had an Akashic reading from a friend of a friend, And same thing. It was just like it's like you're explaining what I'm going through without me being able to pinpoint how to perceive it and going like, oh yeah, that is it. And
What?
so,
So it just gives you like a new perspective.
it does, because when I don't know how everybody else does it, but usually I will come up with a question in mind before the reading happens. And so the reading kind of reflects what I'm going through, and kind of gives me not a specific answer, but like
An
just
idea.
an idea of, it gives me the tools to answer my question myself.
Melinda, does this track?
Yes. I do want to say too that you're very lucky because I talked to so many people who have had horrible tarot reading experiences.
Like
So
what?
it's
Like how could
amazing.
it be bad?
Easily, even with really good tarot readers. Like I had
Oh, like the
oh no,
reading is like your life sucks or something?
well, I'm trying to think. Yes, this
It's kind of
I'm trying to
like
think if I can say this anonymous, if I can say this story ananomously, but I
Right,
can.
right, right.
So I know a person
Mick Jagger
who
was. Oh, sorry.
Ah, bleep that.
damn, damn
Like,
it. Really don't tell.
so he's in a little
Uh
band called the Rolling Stones. Ah,
I don't know if you've heard of it. With this person went to, it was like a, like a fair kind of thing. Like, in LA there's all the like the
that's what
gift
I.
fairs and stuff, and there's the
This
witchy
is kind
ones
of
and da
like
da da.
where my bias comes from is like I think of it like a parlor trick, and so that's where I'm coming. That's like my perspective. If that
Oh
like
yeah, yeah.
so
Yeah. So but this wasn't even, so this person goes to the reader and like, oh, it's fine. You're like, yeah, I'll sit down and get a reading. And the reader starts doing the reading, and halfway through goes, I can't, like, you need to go. You need to go. I can't breathe. I feel hands around my neck. I can't,
whoa,
like, I don't know
dude.
what's going on. You need to go. And which is, and, the person getting the reading was like, okay. But also, the person getting the reading had been violently assaulted and nearly choked to death during the assault. So the reader was right, but it was handled real poorly,
Sure. Well,
you
how
know?
would you do like if that has anything like that ever happened to you? Like not even a negative thing, just like is that how you read by
Yeah.
like feeling things kind of?
Well, I don't consider myself psychic, and people can argue with me about that and whatever, but I'm like really fluent in this language of tarot, and I lay out the cards, and then I literally read what the cards are telling me. Now I'm like, I'm a writer and I'm an academic, and so I'm like, that's really how I come at the world. But yeah, the one that was really crazy for me was someone who had been coming to me for a while. And she came and she was like, hey, okay, I don't know if you can do this, but my dad's been sick and like, can you read for his health? And I said, we'll try, but just like really like, we'll try, but I can't, I'm not a doctor. You know what I mean? Like listen to its doctors more than you're listening to me. And anyway, I put down the cards, and there wasn't anything like big and heavy, but there was this sort of narrative of somebody being unburdened and having the power of choice and choosing to be free in this whole thing. And I was like, oh shit. And it had never happened to me before to say something like this, but I was like, I think he should fly out there. I think he's going to go sooner than you think. I don't think he's going to be upset about it. It's on his terms, but I think like he's ready. And so she did fly out earlier than she was going to, and he did go quickly. So that
Wow.
was crazy. Yeah. Yeah.
That's
But I think that
fascinating.
bedside manner.
When I think of tarot, I just also think of all the different ways of reading things. Of course, we have the Akashic records, but astrology and
Hmm.
looking into mirrors and water and reading the
Yeah.
bones or runes or all. And to me, it's like, because of my experience, I've been so lucky with it. I just feel like all of these things are just different tools to jump into the flow of somebody's life experience. Now, the person reading it has a big effect on how they read it, but also the person
Hmm.
listening has an effect on how they hear it. So my take is it's a way to jump into the flow of what is happening, and just some people can attune themselves to whatever they're reading and some people can't. And so I find it
Yeah.
fascinating. I don't feel like my belief has affected my experience of it. It's just completely random. But when somebody is a good reader, it's not about them predicting or saying anything. It's just like, hey, this is what this says. How does this apply to you? And so you get to have these conversations of, especially with yourself, of
Right.
how does it apply to
Right.
my experience.
Yeah, exactly. You know, and I've had people say to me, like, oh, come on, like, you never have bad news. You never have bad news in a reading. Like, you're lying, basically. And I say, well, no, but I'm not reading for that. I'm not looking for that. Every time I'm doing a reading, I'm asking, well, what's going to help you? And if something in your life sucks, it's not going to help you for me to just go, yep, that sucks and stop there. You know, it's like there, like I feel really strongly that it's my job to say, like, okay, well, then what next? Like, what's the focus? What's the way to navigate through this
Right.
situation?
I have two quick questions. The first is, do you know what Willie's talking about when he says Akashic records?
Yes.
Okay, so is that like how are they related or something?
In that they're in the same world of kind of metaphysics. They're
Okay.
they're related. Yeah.
Okay. 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 Well, and the second question was, I assume you know because you did art history, and it seems like this would be something you would know. Like where does it come from? Where did it originate, and like when stuff like that?
Okay. And again, I'm going to rein myself in to
Okay.
not go on and on and on. It comes out of Italy, and the oldest decks are from Milan in the mid 1500s. And there was a book that was like a really, really big influential book that came out in, I forget what year, 80s, I think, by a guy, Michael Duman, who was studying games. And so he went back through and said, like, nope, it was made just as a game, just as a game. And that was kind of taken as like, oh, okay, yeah, it was made as a game. And then later people put meaning into it. But there's more scholarship
Games
now
for
that
wealthy families. I want
for
to just add
wealthy
that in there. It's
families.
like, yeah.
Yes. And part of it was that there were games of chance, bad, Pope doesn't like it, and games
Mm.
of skill, good, learning, we love it. And so, of course, you know, it's like the games of chance are for the poor, and then the rich people are like, well, we want to play games too, but we're going to make it about skill. And then these families would have these very fancy card decks hand painted and like gold leafed and everything. Like they're so
All right.
ridiculous.
Yeah, I
Oh,
don't.
Sorry.
okay.
To me, a
What do you
goal.
want to know from there?
No, I think that's kind of I just kind of wanted to know what culture it came out of, and now the picture is a little bit more painted for me. But
Yeah,
yeah,
the early
go.
cards
Yeah.
definitely reflected like Christian, classical, medieval imagery. A lot of angels, and yeah, royalty and divine order.
Yeah. The virtues, you know, the cardinal virtues and all that, which we still have in the deck, but we talk about them a little differently. And some of them too, like that Visconti deck, the earliest deck, the fool card is like a super biblical representation of a fool. That was not popular at the time. Like other kind of joker, fool, juggler cards were, you know, like the court jester, but they went full biblical on the Visconti one.
What's the biblical fool?
The fool usually is the jester, the
Yeah,
juggler.
yeah.
And in the Visconti deck, the oldest deck, the fool is this old man in rags with a staff, and there's like stuff in his hair. And I didn't know why. For the longest time, I was just like, oh, okay, that's what they did. And I went to, you know, like, I don't know, that's what the Visconti's like, sure. But at the Louvre, they had a whole giant exhibit on the archetype of the fool, and they trace, you know, like from the 1100s, like the development of this figure in art and the two different ways that it goes. And it does start out biblical, and a fool is like a fool for God. And so it's like somebody who is just like gives up everything, for God. And then there's a I don't know the Bible, so I'm not
Yeah,
even
no,
gonna try
I
to
know, me
pretend that
too. Yeah.
I would have to look it up, but I'm walking through the exhibit and there's this huge tapestry and there's this dude and he has feathers in his hair and I was like, "Oh, weird, that looks like that card." And it's this whole parable of somebody in the Bible having some revelation and then they end up with like chicken feathers and or feathers in their hair, but just like on the card. And I was like, "Oh my God, the Viscontis were super religious. Like they went with this very religious interpretation of this
Right.
archetype."
Yeah. Yeah. Huh.
That's cool. I don't know who it is either. I'm going like I should. I'm like I studied enough as a kid.
Oh, yeah. Willie
Oh.
was raised religious, unfortunately. So, okay. It's like, yeah. So it's a bunch of Italian Christians.
Yeah, and what's going on too, it's the really early Renaissance, and so the church still has like a crazy stranglehold on everything, but people are like the Plato's works are just then translated into Latin for the first time. So obviously not like learned people can read them, and there's this huge resurgence of interest in the classics. And so there's a lot of that that's built in to the tarot decks too, but that's more stuff that they couldn't talk about a lot out loud because in some places it would be real bad,
Right.
like hearsay.
So we don't really know what they were originally for, right?
Well, I'm writing a whole book about it right
Oh,
now.
are you?
And
Plug it. What's
yeah,
it
but
called? When's it out?
part of my it's called The Living Language of Tarot, and it is out spring 2027. But my whole angle on it is that all of these decks and the historical decks and then on through artist decks and up to today, people who are making these tarot decks for a reason, they're using the same language, but just like anybody using a language in poetry or writing or whatever, they're using it for a different aim, right? They want to put something different into the world. So the Visconti deck, everybody in it is blonde. The Viscontis were blonde, and Duke Visconti was the last Visconti. That was it. They had ruled for 200 years. They were on their way out. He had to like marry his daughter off to this hired heavy that he had paid because he couldn't pay him anymore.
Oh.
And so it's this preservation of their glory. And then you go through these other decks, and there's a guy who did a lot of scholarship on one he thinks that the guy who did the translation of Plato did the original designs for this other deck, and that it is all this Platonic stuff embedded in it. There's another one that has like the Hebrew letters and knowledge in it, like all the Kabbalistic stuff. And because, that's always been threatened to be wiped out all of the time throughout history over and over.
Okay.
I always have a hard time connecting to pop culture decks. Like I found the Alice in Wonderland deck, and I'm like, well, I love Alice in Wonderland, but
oh,
I
you
don't
need
want
it
to
to be serious.
It doesn't need to be serious. It's just I can't listen if it's something too fun. I guess.
Well, so wait, do they change the name of the cards or something when it's like that, or what do you mean?
No, it's just the artwork. You can do whatever you want
because you're looking at it.
It's like these Garbage Pail Kid deck, like this is so funny to me, but I would never. I don't think I could hear a reading with the Garbage Pail Kid deck. I'm just going,
because you'd just be like, look how funny that is, dude. I'm
like, oh yeah, I guess I had a lot of bowel movements that month.
Yeah, and they're all like all the pop culture ones tend to be just like redraws of existing decks, right? They don't actually have a point of view. They're just a thing to sell.
Right.
And that it's funny that you say that, because I'm like the art shouldn't matter, and that's why though people attach to. I love seeing the gold foil as on the border. It's like seeing one of those Bibles with the gold on the outside, and and then if the artwork looks Renaissance style, it's like, oh, I got the Six of Wands, whatever.
Yeah.
Do you have them memorized? If he says Six of Wands, do you know what that is? Or is that even a thing? Is that a thing?
Oh yeah.
That's a thing?
Yeah.
And you know what it is?
Yeah, of course.
Off the top of your head, like, what is it? What did he just pull out of the universe?
What do you mean? What do you mean? What is it? Like, what would it mean if you pulled it in a reading?
I'll interject real quick. It's like saying the five of clubs. It's like the artwork can be different across whoever's making it, but the six of wands is the six of clubs. I mean, just saying, like,
No, I know, but
Yeah.
I thought, well, hang on, because this is a legit question, I think. The
Mhm.
Six of Wands, isn't that the same for every deck, though? Like whatever character's on there? Or is the Six
Well,
of Wands a character and I'm just misinterpreting what that is?
here's an analogy. Like, if you say that someone is cold, it
Yeah,
can mean many things.
sure.
And it depends on the context, and it depends on the person who's saying it, and it depends on their background, and it depends on, everything going on. So it's kind of like that. For me, when I was doing my first tarot deck, like I said, like breaking it down into like, okay, there's these four elements, these four suits, and then these 10 numbers. So what is that matrix? What does each number mean? And what does each suit mean? And how do those come together? How do we see those come together? And so Six of Wands for me, sixes across the board to me speak to achievement because that's kind of a distillation from all of the decks and reading that I've done in the experience. So achievement and then wands in the realm of fire, which is action, creativity, creation. And so like, oh, some sort of like taking action and it's gone right. Or you're free to take action because you're right. It's going to go right. Your gut is correct.
Okay.
And so the interpretation of what I said, she immediately connects to, but the artwork is just completely separate. Doesn't matter what it is.
Yeah.
So she doesn't get a visual image of Six of Wands. She gets an interpretation image.
No, but what's on the card? Is Six of Wands a card?
Yeah, it depends. So
wait, I'm
and
just so confused. This is the dumbest question. I feel like you guys are answering much smarter questions.
I'm really because I feel like keep asking the question because I feel like I'm
what
not getting at it
okay
totally.
because you said like Queen of Cups earlier.
Yes.
Is that what would the suit of the Queen of Cups be?
Cups.
Oh, so yeah, what 6 and 1 are their own things? Oh,
Six
because you said
wands.
it's
Six of Wands, not wands.
Like a magical wand. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Six of Wands. Okay, that's what I was like. There's something else. There's something missing.
Okay. That's what I was saying. Like it's not hearts, clubs, diamonds. It's wands.
No, I
cups,
understand the concept.
Swords. Oh,
but
sorry.
6 of 1 is like such a fucking crazy like I was
yeah.
No, okay, I'm caught up. I get it now.
But here you go. Here's two Queen of Swords. Right. So this is from the elemental power where it's all broken down into the elements. And then this is from Tarot of Tales where it's all it's more experiential and there's this whole land built.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Right. So but they're the same card.
But it's also kind of like because you were saying the Fool changed through time, so it's like an evolutionary thing. Like I'm talking about now just when you're creating the deck, not like readings or anything. That it's sort of like another translation for a different person, kind of where you're okay.
Exactly. And it's because it's another translation of a set of 78 individual things that can, in different combinations, be billions of different messages, stories, whatever. It's like doing a new translation, a new subtle translation of the dictionary. Okay. And they do like the dictionary gets updated every year. But if like people had their own kind of spin on it.
Here's a crazy question.
It's telephone. It's the telephone game.
I want to know.
Hopefully not. Hopefully it's based on learning and experience.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to equate it to a mistake that becomes greater and greater.
How many people do you think, this is just a personal judgment question, how many people do you think that read for other people know what the Akashic Records is? What do you think the percentage is of people that do readings that know what that is? Because I would say most people don't know what the Akashic Records is. I just assume.
I think it varies wildly on location. because tarot readers like here in LA and around LA, I don't know, half or more, I would say. I feel like, but I also read it like the Philosophical Research Society, where it's people who've been studying this stuff forever. But like in London, tarot is very, like, if you say you're a tarot reader, people are like, oh, you're an intellectual. Great. I can talk to you about all of these things. And so that I would say, like, 100%. They've heard of the Akashic records. They've,
Right.
read about it in some way.
Why is it like that in London?
Well, because that is the first place in, like, in the development of tarot, right? Like it's in Italy, and then it's in and around France, and it's kind of floating around, and then the first books start getting written about it, and then the end of the 1800s in London, it's the Golden Dawn, and these magical societies pop up, and they start really intensely studying and decoding and systematizing magic and alchemy and tarot. And so it's from the get-go in that area a really hardcore intellectual pursuit.
Right. That's interesting.
And it just
And
remains that way. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
my take on that is that if you are trying to tap into the universal flow of energy and you use a tool, no matter what your tool is, it's going to jump into that flow if that's what you're trying to do. And that's why
Hmm.
I think it's so powerful.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
what are some fun things? Because I just feel like I talk too much about the history of it, or I ask too much about the history of it. Willie, what
That's
are
not
some?
fun. Oh,
Well,
no.
No,
I think
I'm very interested in it, but I'm also interested in like the mystical side, like the
Yeah,
fun,
yeah, yeah.
fun
well,
side.
Melinda, if you're down, I think
Hmm.
you should do a reading of Wade.
Oh,
Hmm.
fuck, dude, but I'm so nervous now. I'm scared.
That is very common. And I will tell you, like, I will not read your cards against your will. I will tell
No,
you
no,
that the way that right? So the way that I do it is I work with you on the question, where you can ask a question. You can just ask, like, what do you need to focus on at this time? You ask whatever you want to ask. I promise you, whatever comes up, like I said earlier, it's a direction. It's
yeah.
not a dead end. It's a
All
direction.
right, all right.
Should we come up with the question with him, or should he come up with
Oh
the
well,
question and say it out
I
loud
think
beforehand?
I just want it to be about
Yeah.
finances. Is that okay? Can it just be? But I mean,
Yeah.
it's really the only thing that's been on my mind for like a year and a half.
Absolutely. And what is there, like a very specific situation, or is it finances generally? Is it in the next 6 months, the next year that you're thinking of?
It's like, am I ever gonna have money ever? I'm
Right,
too
right.
broke. Like,
Okay. Yes. So I am going to rephrase your question and take it out of a yes, no question,
okay,
right? Like,
yeah.
will I ever have money?
Uh-huh.
And I'm going to ask, with your permission, what is the best way for you to maximize your financial potential?
Okay, great. You have my permission. How formal is it? You can ask anything for
Okay.
me. I don't mind.
Okay. I'm always, very,
No, yeah, it's very
we
nice of
like
you.
consent. We like consent.
Right.
I'm just going to do a three card. Okay. So I've
Okay.
shuffled and I'm spreading the cards out in front of me. I'm right-handed, so with my left hand, because I'm pulling for you, I'm pulling. Okay, there's one in the middle. So three-card spread. There's two different ways to interpret it. You can do like a sequential kind of past, present, future thing. I almost always do it as the first card out is the central guidance, and then there's supporting on either side. So you have Six of Swords in the middle, and then you have the Emperor and you have Temperance. So you already know Six of Swords, that's achievement in the realm of air, right? And intellect and communication. You already know more than you're acknowledging that you know. There's nothing to figure out. It's taking up a role as the emperor, but to get into that emperor that I'll come back to in a second, you've got to pull your energy in. So temperance is over here because you're doing too much and you don't have the concentrated energy to push into the direction that you know is really going to work, right? So temperance is like pull all of your do less, do less, do less, do less.
Uh-huh.
Okay. And then I know, but especially when you're worried about money, right? It's like, no, I have to do this thing and this thing and this thing and this
Yeah,
thing.
yeah,
I gotta
yeah.
like, da, 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 da. These cards are saying that's not how it's going to work. How it's going to work is if you do a lot less, allow your mind to clear, and then you've got this emperor power that's going. The emperor is a leader who makes a plan, makes a strategy, rallies other people to the cause. We're doing this together, right? You don't have to do it alone. You can have a lot of help and you can inspire a lot of people to join you, but you have to do way less than you're doing right now.
All right. That's so frustrating because I'm not
I'm so
I'm not
sorry.
saying it's wrong, but it's like I am doing a lot of things. I have no idea which one of those things I should concentrate on. That's the problem. Because,
You don't?
well, I mean, when you ask me like that, I do.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah, like I don't know because this looks like you do. Like you
Well,
do know.
I know what I want. Does that count?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and then it's like, okay, well, in order to make that work financially, to maximize it financially, then it's like, okay, well, then stop putting your eggs in all of these baskets. Pick one and then fucking do it, commit to it. And the Emperor too, that energy is it's Mars. It's a very direct thing. Like there are sacrifices, right? You're putting your efforts in one direction. Other things are going to fall off. Not everybody's going to be happy about it, and that's fine.
Well, Willie, I have to quit the podcast.
Uh, I, you know, that's always on the table. So like my observation of this experience is there are 78 cards you could have gotten, and I feel like this was a very direct answer to your question, and it could have been any other thing. And do you
Mhm.
feel like this reading helped you? Do you feel like it was, or do you feel like it could have
Yeah,
been
well,
anything?
listen, no, I mean, it's like, see, here's what's weird about
You
it
don't hurt
is
my
it's
feelings. Yeah.
no, I'm kind of trying to process because it's reaffirmed some things, some like notions that I've been feeling. But then I also, this is my first time. So what if it's like so broad that you could apply it to you no matter what? I'm still, scared
Yeah.
about it.
And maybe I justify things too much, and maybe I haven't been as lucky as I thought. But I treat it like the coin flip thing. Melinda, my theory is if I don't know what I want to do, I'll flip a coin. But I don't
Mhm.
rely on the two options. I rely on my reaction to the option I get. It's kind of like it forces me to reveal my
Oh,
emotion.
yeah. Ooh, I like
Yeah.
that.
Oh God, I don't. But the biggest problem is it feels like who was the guy who pushed the boulder up the hill all the time?
Sisyphus.
Sisyphus.
That's what it feels like. It feels like it's telling me to do that. Ugh, it's
No, it's telling you
exhausting.
not to do that. It's telling you absolutely not to do that. It's telling
No,
you to
well,
put everything down so you can tell a bunch of other people to build a pulley system and do it once and never have to do it again.
yeah, that's what I've been trying to do. These other people won't fucking do anything, man.
Well, that's another reading, right? And that happens a lot where then people will be like, "Well, how the fuck am I supposed to do that?" And it's like, "Okay, well, let's see. Let's pull some cards for like what's the best way to tap into your emperor energy? What unlocks that for you?" You just kind of keep.
Yeah.
So I think it's a good opportunity to come up with a new question and pull another three, right?
Yeah.
Like based on your information you've got now.
Oh, you want to keep going with me? You don't want to do one?
I'm saying do another one because we're like all this did was unlock more questions for you. So just what's the one at the top of your head and
Well,
go with that
fuck. I
flow.
Yeah.
mean, well, am I allowed to like say stuff, or does that give you
Yes.
too much clues? I don't. This is like being vulnerable, though.
It's very vulnerable. And what I say to people, you can tell me as much or as little as you want. I'm going to read the cards the same. If you give me more information, I can apply what I see in the cards more directly to what you mean and what you want.
I don't know. I'm gonna look like a
Dawson, what do you?
loser because there's like a lot of people watching this. You know what I mean?
I mean,
Hmm.
I don't mind coming up with a question, but I'm just like, there's an opportunity here to go one step, just only because this
Well,
next
let's
step
do.
will
Wait,
like,
let's do. No, okay, hang on. Yeah, it's fine. Let's do what you suggested. Let's just. Yeah, how do I unlock my like? How do I get people to rally? You know,
Yeah. Okay.
because collaborators bail like constantly, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Hmm.
they've all got their own deck.
Okay. Let's see. Woo! Okay. The first one, Ace of Wands. And then we have Page of Wands. And then we have Six of Cups, which is so Ace of Wands. And that Ace of Wands is the card saying, like, how do you access it? Like, it's more like recognizing it. Like, the Ace of Wands is the pure power of fire. It's like action and creation and creativity and creative problem solving and all this stuff. I'm going to talk about these first, and then I'm going to give a little advice. Then you
Okay.
have the Page of Wands. So you have all this power, and the pages are the novice. So it's like starting again, getting rid of all of your old kind of patterns and ways, and just like, okay, starting over. What would work best right now? Not what worked in the past, right? And then Six of Cups is achievement in the realm of emotion. So it's allowing you to let emotion into this process and to acknowledge where that has gone well in the past, right? And kind of lean on friends like this beluga whale looking at all these beautiful pictures with his friends. Okay. So, fire element, how do you rev up your fire element? Do you like ginger?
The food
Yeah.
or the semi race of people.
No, the food, like drinking. I mean, either.
I'm
Villagers
I'm
Island.
okay.
Drinking
You like
I'm
ginger
ginger?
tea.
oh yeah, I'm
Yeah.
okay with ginger. I don't, it's fine.
So it's like you can do it with foods. So it would be like fresh ginger tea. I drink a lot of when I need that fire element. Oh, like spicy things, cayenne pepper, da 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 da. You can light an orange candle. You can have different crystals around that inspire that. You can do a visualization where you just like hold your hands over your abdomen and visualize this super bright, glowing orange light that gets brighter and bigger and bigger and bigger when you breathe until you're completely consumed by it, and do that every day. So there's all of these different ways in to accessing like those elemental powers, just depending on who you are and what you like.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Is it helpful?
Yeah, I think so. Wait, when you said orange candle, did you mean the scent or the color?
Color.
Okay. It's not, there's no tie-in with like Bed Bath and Beyond where you yeah.
This is the Bed Bath and Beyond deck, and so they have the candle. You hit the
Exactly.
QR
So
code.
we've got a candle for every card.
A QR code tarot deck is just so funny. I'm sure. How is there not one right now?
Oh, dude.
Right. There's gotta be.
Well, make it.
Yeah.
But then the QR code would have to go somewhere, so you'd have to like draw. You'd still have to do all the work, huh?
Yeah, but you're getting
Trying to make
Yeah.
a quick buck over here. Just another one of
Yeah,
my
yeah, I know.
shoot
I'm
off
just like
ideas that doesn't go anywhere.
That's interesting too. If the whole deck is just QR codes, no art.
Oh, I thought that's what you
oh,
meant.
creepy.
I know that is creepy. It's
Oh,
like,
that would be
oh,
so
you got
creepy.
Walmart and Target and Shell. So what that means is that you,
The dystopian tarot.
yeah. Oh man, I mean that needs to be a fun deck. That
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know who's gonna have fun with that, but
It would be, yeah, it would be for like American Psycho types, like some kind, like I'm picturing just like
Mhm.
minimalist types who would
buy,
get, I don't know.
sell.
Yeah, Wall Street Bros. That's who it'll be.
Dark.
Well, let's just pitch it to them because they'll get it.
There you go.
How long does it normally go? Do you just, I mean, like, when do you know you're done with the
Oh,
reading?
with the reading?
Yeah.
It depends on the context, right? Like if I'm reading for myself or I'm reading for friends and it's very open-ended, then we just do it until we're done. If I'm reading in a professional place, then it's, people pick that they can either do, like when I'm reading at PRS, at Philosophical Research Society, people can do 25 minutes, 45 minutes, or they can do a quickie, which is just one question, whatever spread I want to do based on the question. And so then they pick the amount of time, and then I set a timer, and then we
Right.
and
So
then we know
there's,
when we're
yeah.
done when the timer goes off.
So you could go forever if you wanted. There's no like ending necessarily.
Yeah, but there you get to a point where you're not going to get any new information. And in my experience, the cards start to get really bitchy about it. And,
Oh,
and you're
interesting.
like, oh, God.
If you're
And then
not
it's like, oh,
listening,
okay. Yeah, totally. Like, did I stutter? God. And so then okay. I'll
That's
come back in a
fine.
month. I won't
That's
bother
funny.
you with this question again.
So
Yeah.
what do you think is behind this? Like, I don't know why I keep wanting to ask. I keep trying to figure out what this thing was that I read, but like it was something like I don't even know if I read it or if I dreamt it or what, but it was like something like witches versus tarot. Like is there a Venn diagram of witches and tarot?
Sure. And it's not completely overlapped for
Right.
sure.
Yeah.
Like a lot of witches, people can identify as a witch in a lot of different ways. And there are green witches who are very into like plants and herbs and all of that. There's all different kinds of stuff. Tarot does come out of more of like a high magic side of things from the Golden Dawn and everything. It comes from kind of a different world, but is used by witches as well.
You know, Willie, what we never talk about, except for Tesla, we don't ever really talk about like the alchemy kind of side of it.
yeah,
In all of these things, they all kind of end up tying together, and we've never once mentioned alchemy.
alchemy is always on my mind of like I feel like the intelligent masters of the past learned that alchemy was somehow the secret to tapping into this all the same stuff, transmutation, but
Hmm.
also the secrets of how the universe works. And it's like well, I don't know. I mean, like I'm big into alchemy,
And
but
it's
I
such a prevalent thing, right? Like, aren't people still like obsessed with alchemy and like trying to figure it out and stuff? I mean, not like a ton
yeah.
of people, but like they are, right?
I feel like what happened was science kind of said, "Oh, well, these are the laws of alchemy," and then people stopped pursuing it because it's like, okay, I get it. And this is me blanketing information,
Right.
Yeah.
but I do think there are more mysteries still.
Just
I don't.
even beyond alchemy, just that time period with those guys. It's just like it always ties back to like the Egyptians or something. It never kind of comes from any
Yeah,
right?
well, that's what people said for a long time that tarot was from the, it's like this ancient Egyptian system. And part of that is because when they first said that, the Rosetta Stone had not been discovered. Nobody knew how to actually read hieroglyphs. And so they thought that hieroglyphs were magical symbols, that they
Right.
were each a standalone magical symbol
Mm.
instead of an intricate script. And so that made a lot of sense. But then the funny thing is, it like the earliest cards really do come from that region, like playing cards. So they
Right.
were sort of
Right.
right, but not in the way that they
Yeah.
wanted to be.
I wouldn't mind asking a question if that's cool. I know we're up
Yeah.
against the time for the first episode. I always tend to lean towards the same question because I feel like through my experience, my creative life has accidentally made choices. It's like I followed the
Yeah.
flow of where to go. And then whenever the flow starts not flowing, I'm like, I don't know what the fuck to do. But like, I can't go, what should I be doing? Because I've never been doing what I'm supposed to be doing. I've always just followed the flow.
Right. And
Yeah,
that's how it's worked for you.
but dude, I was the fire that got you to follow the flow at one point.
Yes. Yes. I was
So
not.
Look
So
at
we
you.
went to high school together. We went to college together. We started hanging out in college and I was never going to leave Loveland, Colorado, Fort Collins. I was very happy in this small town environment. And Wade said, let's apply. We applied to film school out here. We didn't get in. He's like, let's just go. And I was just kind of like, okay.
No way.
And here we are 25 years later,
asking about our finances,
both broke and both not doing the. But
you're welcome, Willie.
Right? I'm like, my creative experience in my life makes me say the whole purpose of life is to be creative. I'm losing that fire because it's not making me money. And it sucks because those things should not be one because of the other, but because my credit cards are max and I'm about to be negative. And it's just like, well, so my question always comes back to this: what should I be doing? I auditioned for something today. I'm applying for jobs that I'm not going to get. And should I lose myself, like in the realm of this digital social world that we're in? Could I find success in that realm, or am I like chasing hits when I should be doing something more creative? So my question is always in that realm: what should I be doing? And I know it's very vague,
but really it's just a this or that question, right? It sounds like it's a two-path question. Am I wrong?
Yeah. If I just got a job I didn't like, I would continue to be creative. But also, should I try to find a creative job?
Right. Okay.
Which may not exist anymore, but.
Well, yeah. And then there's also like just, I applied at like Office Depot and they never responded. It's like, well, what the fuck can I get? Oh
my God. I it's terrible. I applied for a job for a job I was so overqualified for. And so like didn't get it. And everybody was like, well, yeah, obviously you're overqualified. Like, how is that bad? How is that
it's also
a bad thing?
Let me be overqualified. Like, I don't care.
Totally.
I guarantee you I'm not gunning for your job. It doesn't matter. I'll stay to my place. You put me in the place. I'm not going to try and grow in this fucking company. I just need money.
Don't worry about it. Okay, let's see. I'm going to do a different thing for you. Imagine that you're me and pick left, middle, or right.
Right.
Okay. There's going to be some noise while I move things out of the way.
I wanted to ask this earlier. Am I allowed to like talk and make jokes when you're doing this, or is there like a concentration thing that?
No, at this point, I mean, for some people, but I've been doing this for 30, almost 35 years.
Oh, so it's like second nature
That's
to
my
you.
whole life. Totally.
Okay. So anyway, Willie, a couple Jews walk into a bar. I'm sorry.
Did you say a couple views?
Yes, let's say that I did.
Yes. Absolutely.
A couple of digital
the future of like racist jokes are like all digital based.
Oh, do you hear TikTok's taking a nosedive since America took it over?
I imagine.
Oh, surprise.
Yeah, I know. No one saw that coming. Yeah. A bunch of people couldn't say Epstein. So they're just deleting it. It's fucking hilarious.
Oh my God. Okay. So I did a whole 10 card spread. I can take a picture of it and send it to you. And I'm going to try to talk through it in a quick way. But basically, how you've gotten into to this point is through Knight of Coins. So a passion for building things, like everything that you're creating and making and bringing into the world is something that like you have to do. And now there's in the root position in this present moment is the world, which is end of an era, beginning of a new era, right? So there's a major turnover. Now that can just be, you don't necessarily see it. Other people might not necessarily know, but like within you, it's like brand new day. And in the center, there's 6 of Wands, which is funny because that's what we were talking about at the beginning, and 7 of Swords. So 6 of Wands, that achievement in the realm of creativity. You're good at creating. You've got this. And the 7 of Swords, sevens, I see as like a overcoming doubt. And in Swords, it's with the intellect. It's letting you know, like, yeah, you're really, really good at creating and being creative, but you're also way better than you think
this is so on
communicating.
The nose. This is too on the nose. How much do you know about
Really?
Willie? Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry
No,
to
I know.
interrupt
I'm
Oh
you,
my
like,
but
God,
that's
we're
how I
only
feel. I'm
four
just going
cards
like,
in.
I'm like goosebumps, and I'm going like, yeah, I know, like fucking a, like,
yeah,
Oh, but
continue. I'm sorry. It's just like I'm like,
there's
well,
really good stuff.
yeah.
I'm like, well, yeah. Um, and you have another seven in you and yourself position that is in line with that world card. So part of that like new day and in this illustration, right, it's like going into the cave and you don't know what's on the other side. You just go in and you take one step at a time and you go into the portal and you don't know what's on the other side. Okay. But who you are going through at seven of coins is again that overcoming doubt, this time in the realm of earth. So you, on the other side of this, you get to tap into that ability. You have so much more power to make wealth, right? Like to make coins, to build your world. What is getting in the way is you have this five of coins that is with how you meet the world. So there's this residual lack, I don't want to say like a lack mindset or whatever, but the five of coins is like always kind of always having an eye on what you don't have instead of having an eye on what you do have or what you could have. Okay. You're
I
just
mean,
gonna
like, that's the one thing that I always connect to is like, I've always been
this
jealous of
it
the world.
right. Well, this in this position, it's threefold return. So this is your opportunity to clear that out, right? And to just confront it head on and to really, I mean, like confront yourself with it. Maybe like writing it down or talking out loud to yourself when you see yourself doing that, like, oh, there that is. That's not really who I am. That's just this fucking five of coins that's coming here to put shit colored glasses on me. And I need to walk away from it. Because what you have in your upcoming position is the Empress. So this is like massive abundance. And it's abundance that comes from just encouraging everything around you to grow. It's just growth based abundance, right? It's open heart, loving openly because, and like supporting openly because you expect the same in return, not in a shitty way, but in a like, yeah, I'm worthy of love. I'm worthy of abundance. It will flow in. And that's so it's like this at the five of coins and then going through the Empress that clears out the five of coins. We still have three
Okay.
more
Yeah,
cards.
yeah.
Okay, okay. So I'm going. Hopes and fears, two of wands, fork in the road, fear of like which one's fear of not choosing the right path. But in level with that, shining down over everything is the hanged man, which is encouraging you to see things from a different perspective to the point of like putting your body literally physically in a different place that you aren't usually, like getting out of your routine to make your brain see things in a different way. Familiar places that you drive to, take a different route. And you've got the one bat who dares to stand up instead of hanging upside down, who gets
Oh,
this
that's
whole
great.
different view of the world, right?
Is that the
And
deck
when
that
you
you
do,
mast?
yeah, this
Oh,
is my
love it.
Of
second
I
one.
course
love
it
This
it.
is the
is,
That's
Tarot
great.
of Tales.
Like the
I just
ideas
wanted
in
to
it are
confirm that. I just
funny.
want to confirm that. Yeah.
Right, but the art is like really funny too. Like who was your artist?
Oh God, this guy Rowan Daniel Eason, who I just adore. I didn't know him when we did the first deck. I needed an illustrator who would work for the publisher's rate, right? And
Yeah.
so I was like, okay, well, you guys, like, if I tell you what I want, can you? Anyway, they sent me all of these people. He was one of them. I was like, holy shit, I really fell in love with his work. And he happened to be available. And he's like way more expensive than this and way fancier and always booked, but he's always wanted to do a tarot deck.
Oh,
So we
awesome.
That's
did
amazing.
this
What was it?
together.
Rowan Daniel,
He's
what?
Eason, Eason.
Okay, go on, go on.
And so he and I have we did this together, and he taught me how to work with an illustrator. I didn't know, and I tried to like give him these kind of feelings, and he was like, "No, no, no, bitch. Tell me exactly what to draw. I am your hand. Tell me what to draw. Give me reference material. I'm not going to draw your feelings. He's British, so really he was just like, "Oh, Melinda, it would be really helpful if you could actually." Uh, but now we're like really close, and we've done two tarot decks together, and then two additional books, and I just fucking love him. And
Yeah, it's
everything is
great.
pen and ink. He drew it all by hand.
Yeah, these types of people I dislike. The level I it's just I'm looking at his stuff online and it's just like, man, why couldn't I be that
Oh
good at
yeah.
something? It's just like, holy
hmm
shit.
So then the last card, the key to unlocking everything, is the King of Wands. And what's really interesting is kings are air, wands are fire. This is those two cards that were in the middle, Six of Wands, Seven of Swords, fire and air. This card is the marriage of those two elements at their highest possible manifestation, right? The king has a vision and then just like trusts the magic, trusts the power of fire and the instinct to get there. Okay. So let's recap. Allow yourself to go through the portal, right? It doesn't happen overnight. It's going to be weird and confusing and uncomfortable for a little bit. And that's okay because it's way better out the other side. You're going to clear out that five of coins, get into the Empress mode, just like letting things grow around you and turning that five of coins into Empress, right? When it's like, oh, that person has that, trying to go like, well, why not me? There's no reason. I just don't have it now. It just hasn't happened yet, but that's it. You're going to see things from a different perspective. And that King of Wands, instead of, it's so hard. But instead of like, what do I have to do right now? Letting yourself have a really long-term vision of what it is that you want to put into the world, what it is that you want to create, and then just start making it piece by piece, right? You don't make it all at once, but it might be like different skills that you have to learn or like different projects that can come in that get you there. Does that make sense?
Oh, completely. Yeah.
Yeah, Melinda, you just started a cult. You inadvertently started a cult. That's what Willie has always wanted. So
I mean, listen,
I'm in.
this experience for me is just what I always get. It's just like it taps into the flow of what I am not like able to see without getting a reading. It's just like, okay, let's go. Let's
hmm
go. I should get more, but I also don't want to get more. I'm like, I just need a kick in the butt, and it centers me in a way that allows me to forget about all the bullshit and try to focus on my actual experience here on Earth. And it's like,
Yeah.
I'm very happy about this reading, but I'm happy because it makes me say, just jump back into the flow. It's not like I need to actually
Yeah.
make specific moves. It's a focus.
Right. Well, and I think that it's too, I mean, the world is a fucking hard place just in general right now. And there's so much pressure to do the right thing as if there's one right thing or one
Yeah,
set
yeah.
of right things, and I do really believe that creatives and artists, that a big part of our job is to keep creating so that there's a culture to fight for on the other side of this. It's like if everybody is only doing one part of resisting or protesting or whatever, then what's left outside of
Yeah.
it? I think about like Walter Benjamin having to, his friends having to drag him out of Berlin as the Nazis are closing in because he's like writing his cultural criticism, then drag him out of Paris because he was just like, no, this is the thing that I do. This is my
right.
important thing. I have to write this.
Yeah. Listen, thank you for the reading. I appreciate it.
You're very welcome.
It's just this world. Ugh. It's um
Mhm.
um
No, that's how they
which
want us to feel.
no, I know. Thank you for being here. And
Yeah. Amazing.
the book is
My
coming out
pleasure.
next year. If you want to plug that
Yeah.
again, and then
You've got
what's
five other books. How do
yeah,
we
what are the
find
other
Yep.
five?
everything you?
Yeah, plug
Everything.
away.
MelindaLeeHolm.com. And my Instagram is at Melinda Lee Holm. I'm very, very easy to find. And yeah, on my website, there's links to everything. And then in my Instagram is where you can see more how to get a reading from me, where I'll be, and all that good stuff. Because
Oh,
I'm
that's
not
how I
as
get
good
my
as at
acid.
updating that on Instagram.
Yeah, I should. It's shrooms. I don't know why I said acid.
I
It's
I want
great.
to say
Sounded
we
cooler.
met a long time ago. You were singing songs with Harmar, and I used to go to every show that he'd ever did. And
Yes.
I saw that you were speaking at the PRS Philosophical Research Society, which I live 3 blocks from, and I didn't go that night. And I was just like, oh my gosh, I this is you, and I'm so happy to have you here to do this. And it was so
Yeah.
amazing, and it's great to reconnect with you and see you again.
Well,
Yeah.
absolutely. It's really magical because I mean, you're one of the first people that I met in LA way before I moved here. And, one of the people that I was like, oh, fuck yeah. Like there's awesome people here. I can do this. I can live here. And so thank you for being my welcoming committee.
That's
uh,
great. I didn't know that.
this was such a nice. Oh my god, this is just such a nice episode. Um, so once again, Melinda Lee Holm HOLM.com. That's what you said.
Yep.
All right. So go buy all of her books and get a reading from her on her Instagram. And remember, just because you're paranoid, don't mean they not after you. We'll see you next time.
Real Fi Sci-Fi.